Okay, so now we're managed to record. Not share screen, but rather share. All right. So now we are screening. All right. So I'll just summarize for if anyone will be joining us in this live stream. We started off with the Mishnah about Antigonus, telling us that we should worship Hashem not in order to get benefits, but rather in order to not get benefits, and then we'll have the fear of the heavens upon us. And then we continued with Mesilat Yesharim, who came many years later, and he's telling us the exact opposite. Okay? That's what we've been up to. And we see here that the Mesilat Yesharim not only say that you should worship Hashem in order to get a benefit, but rather that the entire reason that we are here in this world is to do mitzvot in order to prepare ourselves for pleasure in the next world. Okay, which sounds like a big benefit to me, right? And he also brings in different psukim and sources to further strengthen his argument that, first of all, we will see later in Masechet Avot that this world is like a corridor for the next world. Okay, that means there is some element of preparation in this world that needs to be done in order to get to the next. And also from Masechet Eruvin in the Gemara, saying that today to do, tomorrow to get sachar, okay, so to cash in the check, as we said, okay, to get paid, which is definitely the exact opposite of what Antigonus is trying to tell us. And then from Teilim, 2 psukim showing that David HaMelech is only asking to be close to Hashem and to have pleasure in that place. Okay, so ואני קרבת אלוהים לי טוב, אחת שאלתי מאהב את השם אותה אבקש, שבתי בבית השם כל ימי חיי. Okay. And everything that we do and we think is pleasurable is in this world is just passing by. It's not much. Okay, and part of what you need to do, this is where the Ramchal and Mesilat Yesharim takes a bit of a step back. He's saying that it comes with hard work. Okay, at the beginning, this closeness to Hashem requires a bit of struggle. Okay, ראוי שיעמול ראשונה וישתדל ביגיעו לקנותה. In other words, it's something you have to work hard for. והיינו שישתדל להידבק בו יתברך בכוח מעשים שתולדותם זה העניין והם הם המצוות. Okay, so he's also telling us that mitzvot, as we might as well know, they require effort. Okay, fine.
Mesilat Yesharim, is it a rabbi or is it a person?
Yes, it's Rav Chaim Moshe Luzzatto, okay, which was a very prominent. Mesilat Yesharim is a very prominent book in what is called the Musar movement. Okay, basically preaching become better Jews, and that's what the whole book is based upon. And part of what Mesilat Yesharim teaches us, this is just chapter 1, but he's setting the goal. He's saying this is the goal, right? And then Mesilah is like a path. Okay, so he's saying this is the path of the righteous. That's the title of the book. And then he teaches us that there is a process and there is a hierarchy of different attributes in your life that you need to aspire and work to get. We're not going to go over all of them right now, but that is the main focus of the book. And as we said, this book was written back, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the mid-17th century. Okay, so definitely some years after Antigonos. And it also raises the question, how could the Mesilat Yesharim say this, being a rabbi who came much later than Antigonos? Antigonos, we said, is the end of the Second Temple. So we're talking about somewhere 70, 100, like we're talking about the first century. And here we have someone hundreds of years later, and he's saying something the exact opposite. But I think if we look into Maimonides, which is the last source we have here in the page, and we'll read it, כל העוסק בתורה כדי לקבל שכר, או כדי שלא תגיע עליו פורענות, הרי זה עוסק שלא לשמה. וכל העוסק בה לא ליראה ולא לקבל שכר, אלא מפני אהבת אדון כל הארץ, שציווה בה, הרי זה עוסק בה לשמה. ואמרו חכמים, לעולם יעסוק אדם בתורה, ואפילו שלא לשמה, שמתוך שלא לשמה בא לשמה. לפיכך, כשמלמדים את הקטנים ואת הנשים וכלל עמי הארץ, אין מלמדים אותם אלא לעבוד מהירה, וכדי לקבל שכר, עד שתרבה דעתן והתחכמו חוכמה יתרה, מגלים להם רז זה מעט מעט ומרגילים אותם לעניין זה בנחת, עד שישיגו וידעו ויעבדו מאהבה. All right, and to sum up what the Maimonides is saying here, is he's teaching us there are two ways to worship Hashem, and I think that if we look deeper into Antigonos' teaching, we will see that even he is referring to both these ways of worship. So what Maimonides is telling us is that there is a way to worship Hashem out of fear, okay, out of yira. So maybe fear is not the exact word, but rather out of awe, right? Just like astonishment from Hashem. But the greater one and the better way to worship Hashem is out of love, okay? Out of true understanding of that's what I should be doing. And now, if we look through these eyes of the Rambam, we will better understand what Antigonos is trying to teach us. He's saying the exact same thing. He's saying, don't be working out of this place of fear and punishment and benefit. On the contrary of that, but rather worship out of a place of it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if there's a benefit. Okay, and if you do that, if you worship out of that place, you will still have the fear. You will still have the awe. And I think if we look at it, right, there's two ways, and these two ways are very dominant in our worship of Hashem and in our prayers, right? We start off every tefillah, okay? We're saying how great Hashem is, right?
Yeah.
We start off with Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, okay, this big God in heaven, and then we continue into the Mechayem Etim, right? stuff that we can't even imagine. Tagibor le'olam Hashem, mechayem etim ata, rav le'oshia, all these great things that Hashem do. And then, after that, once we understand that Hashem is untouchable, is greater than all, then we slowly come closer. And at the end, what do we say? We say thank you to Hashem. All right? And what the Rambam also says is that the process that a person has to go in his worship of Hashem is to start exactly from there, is to start from a place of astonishment and just saying, God is so great and God can punish me and can wipe me out in a second. Okay, so this place of fear. And I think that also we can see maybe a little glimpse of that in a child's relationship with his parents, right? I'm sure you all remember, at the beginning, whether it's your parents or your teachers at the beginning, right? You do your homework, why? Oh, you don't want to get punished, right? But then later on you understand, when you get to high school, somewhere around there, you start to realize, wait a minute, all these assignments, they don't matter to the teacher. Yes, the teacher cares if I do them or not, if he's a good teacher. But the main reason I should be doing this is for myself. It's for my own quote-unquote benefit. But not only that, it's for my own development and becoming better. And I think that's also what we can see here. That at the beginning, you have to work out of fear. All right? It's just human nature is at the beginning, the request or the demand is to do it even if you don't understand. Okay? But if you do it long enough, you will both find the understanding of why you do it. Second, you will understand that it's for your own good, and then that way you will get to the pleasure that the Ramchal is talking about. And third, you'll understand that, this is the best thing for me. All right? So I think if we look at these two aspects through what the Rambam is teaching us of the two ways, we can better understand how they both coexist, right? It's different developmental skills, and it's different, I'd say it's maybe even different times in our life, that there's sometimes, you do a mitzvah. That's what you have to do. You don't understand it, okay? And I'm sure there are plenty of mitzvot that, sometimes you just don't understand. But yet you do it, all right? But the greatest thing is to do it out of not even full understanding, because that's not what Rambam is saying, okay?
Like there is this mitzvah of not mixing wool and cotton.
It's not cotton.
Linen. It's linen.
Linen, yes.
And
linen and wool, right.
Wool, like, what's the reasoning behind it? Like, we never know.
Right. There's some mitzvot like that we never understand the reasoning. And then, there you can just say, maybe, I don't know. The two fabrics, I have no idea. All right? But there are mitzvot that are even more far-fetched, all right? For example, I'll give the mitzvah of Yibum. Okay, so that's when you have two brothers, and one of them is married to a woman, and he dies without bearing any children from this woman. The brother has to marry her.
Yeah.
Or, that's not completely true, he doesn't have to marry her, but he is required to marry her, and he can decide not to, but it's frowned upon if not. Right? That's to put it in simple. What? Yeah. What kind of mitzvah is this? First of all, you get to choose whether or not you decide to do it. We don't have many mitzvot that exists. Yeah, that you're actually given a choice, and we'll call it a way out. All right? And the second is, what do I have to do with this woman? I mean, yes, she's my sister-in-law. I might like her, I might not. Yeah. It doesn't matter. No, you have to marry her. Again, what?
Yeah.
All right, so there are plenty of stuff like this. Now, I apologize. We have to cut it short because in order for dinner to be made,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to run to the kitchen. Um,
Great.
but I think,
Let me ask you something
yes,
before you wind up. So, what's the difference between a reward and a gift in these circumstances?
I don't think there is a difference between a reward and a gift. I don't think there's a difference between a reward and a gift here. Okay, but what the Rambam is teaching us is that there is a way where you worship for the reward and the gift, and there's a way where you worship just out of pure love. Okay, right? You can nourish your child because hopes one day he grows up and he'll take care of you. That's one way to look at it. Or you can just do it because you love him. Okay, now you might be doing the same action, but the intent is very, very different. And I think in that case, but in also in many cases, the outcome will be different as well. Because once you do it out of love, you find the real joy of it, and you come to a much more whole and better place.
This was so benefiting actually. I think the structure of everything, the way we started and the development and then the conclusion of Rambam, is really, really clear. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so thank you also to all those who've joined us at home. We hope to next time see you here.
Yeah.
All right, now I will run to the kitchen.